location standpoint, it's a very important part of the city. It is really the nexus between the traditional historic neighborhoods in Atlanta and its urban core. And there's a whole swath of the whole Fourth Ward that presented a fantastic opportunity to build a more sustainable urban community.
It was actually put under contract by two individuals in the community that saw the vision for this park and assigned their contract to us, and at the time walked away from quite an upside on that contract because of the values we're appreciating so highly in this area. But they were just so committed to a park being here that I call them the unknown heroes of the Beltline.
When our group started on the acquisition of City Hall East, we learned that a group of neighborhood leaders had been working on planning a large park to the south of our property. We were very excited to hear about this public space green amenity that would be, a great enhancement to our development and the other developments around us. And we also knew that City Hall East had a stormwater management issue, and the lake that was a centerpiece of this park was very important to us. So as developers seeing something happening nearby, we immediately jumped onto that bandwagon and helped support the creation of that park.
Our vision for this park is a 35-acre, largely passive park that addresses stormwater as an amenity and connecting communities from Ponce de Leon to Freedom Parkway.
Once we really understood what was happening with people moving back to town, and particularly to the old Fourth Ward, that this was an extraordinary opportunity to have green space like we've never had in this neighborhood before.
I've seen a lot of change in the neighborhood, and it's just amazing how it has changed. I think the change is for the better, which is good. It's going to be better for everybody. And I'm glad to see the neighborhood is more diverse now than it used to be, so that's good too.
One of the things that I think is especially important about this park, and perhaps unique, is the way that the old Fourth Ward residents have embraced the idea of change. These folks have said, wow, we are hopeful about the future and we embrace new ideas and new people. And I think that represents the best of Atlanta.
The donor reaction to this park has been amazing. Our largest donors come together and being very supportive of this park. I think that we will probably spend about $10 million of capital campaign funds within this park, and the donor community has been very specific about how they'd like to see those dollars spent. They understand the impact and the need for this park in this community.
The opportunity that the people are going to have living in this area with the park and the Beltline and the transit and shopping and restaurants, it really is going to be a live, work, play environment unlike any I think that Atlanta has right now. I think it's going to be unrivaled. I think it's going to become the place to live in urban Atlanta.
Oh, I love the new development. I can't wait until they get the park and the lake. It's just going to be super.
If we're to really make this a community, we have to have the green space. We have to be able to walk our children here. We have to be able to share the space as a neighborhood.
It's always good to be the first. It's going to bring a lot of attention to the neighborhood. It's going to send a signal to everybody in the city that the Beltline is real. It's going to happen.
A decade from now, there will be light rail transit going up and down the Beltline. There will be bicycle and pedestrian trails. There will be landscaped areas, the new parks abutting the Beltline. It'll be a whole new public realm for the city.
Atlanta doesn't have a mountain range. It doesn't have a waterfront. It doesn't really have the defining physical feature that some cities do. The Beltline holds the potential for being Atlanta's defining feature. And more than that, it can be a key factor for quality of life in the city for years and years to come.